Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a brand new style by Wille. This is Aletta. Actually Aletta Mono in the color Ivory Blonde Shaded. The color code for this is 101.16.14. This style just released as part of their Modix collection, or Modix, I'm really not sure how to say that. And it's adorable, you guys. I love styles like this, so I'm a little biased. Some of these kind of styles are some of my favorites. They're just so cute. If you want to know more about Aletta Mono, stick around. I'll tell you all about this one. Inside, outside, color inside, outside. We'll cover it all. So this review is being done in partnership with name brand wigs. They did send me this one so I could review it for all of you. And oh gosh, you guys, I love this wig. So this will be another one of those. When I fall in love with a wig, I just rave about it. I really hope you don't mind. I know as a reviewer I should be trying to remain a little bit neutral, but the reality is I'm a wig wearer and I love wigs and I love having hair and different hair and fun hair, and so you'll know pretty easily which ones are my favorite in any given review, but I do try to give equal treatment to every style. If you have not checked out Name Brand Wigs, please consider going to their website. It's namebrandwigs.com. They are an online retailer. They are a wonderful online retailer. Lots and lots of support at their website. They have customer service. You can talk to them and get all the help that you need in choosing the right styles and colors for you. There is a link in the description below so that you can go straight to this piece if you want to know more about it. All right, let's take a look at it from all sides. Not a lot of length back there, so you're not getting a lot of movement, but I love how they did the back. Let's take a look at that again. It's so flattering how they cut it. And something else I really love is the nape is 2.5 inches. Anything less than 2 inches, I always warn you to please be aware of your hairline and what length nape you need in order to hide your bio hair. 2 inches is kind of where I say everybody should be aware. 2.5 generally is going to be fine for most people, and that's what I love about the nape on this. You really have good coverage while still maintaining a very short haircut. Now, I've said this before in wig reviews where I've covered short wigs. I wasn't a short wig wearer in the beginning, and I really struggled to wear short wigs. I wanted to like them, but I just didn't like them on me. I have since then found that having a little bit more length in the front really makes a huge difference. So if I want a short wig, and I love wearing short wigs with high-necked clothing, turtlenecks, scarves, if you have cute scarves, or maybe you wear scarves in the winter, just all kinds of great benefits to keeping the hair off your neck, off your shoulders. They're also great in the summer, a lot cooler, but I really think short wigs shine in the winter when you're wearing a lot of high neck clothing. So that's how I personally like to wear short wigs like this. So if you've never considered a short wig, as you go along in your wig journey, just pay attention to the clothes that you're wearing and some of the challenges you're having with longer wigs, and it might be that a short wig could solve some of those for you on certain occasions with certain outfits. All right, so that's just my 2 cents about short wigs. It's a really great revelation that came to me, and I love to share it with all my wig sisters. Now, this is a heat-friendly style, and I'm going to tell you guys that makes me so happy. I absolutely love heat-friendly in shorter styles, in straighter styles. I just think heat-friendly fibers look so incredibly natural, and they do not have the same shine that regular synthetic can have. That can be a challenge in really blonde wigs or really dark brunette wigs, and you just don't see that in heat friendly. The fibers are soft, so soft. They feel fabulous, very realistic. And because this is a shorter piece, it is not going to be rubbing up on your clothing. I wouldn't be afraid of trying a heat-friendly wig if you get a shorter piece like this. I just don't see them being much more maintenance than regular synthetic. The longer pieces, one of the reasons why those are more maintenance is because they rub up on your clothing, and friction is really hard on heat-friendly wigs. You're not really going to get friction on this one. So I love that they use heat-friendly because it provides so much realism, but also so much flexibility. If you go to the Name Brand Wigs website and you look at the product page for this wig, and all of the manufacturer pictures, and there are quite a few of them, they're all just a little bit different. They've clearly styled this piece to show you the versatility. They have some pictures where this is curled, like small, like they used a really small barrel curling iron and put little curls in this all over. So if you are someone who really doesn't want people to know that you're wearing wigs, I talk to a lot of you and you're struggling because you don't want anyone to know, so you're constantly worried about that. But you're also struggling to find multiple wigs that may be sister styles that you can alternate. A heat-friendly piece like this could be one of those, because if you curl one and leave one as it comes, you don't have to worry about matching up the color. The length is going to make sense. So if you really want to find wigs that you can use as sister styles so nobody will know that you're wearing a wig, think about how a heat-friendly piece might be that for you, because you can add curl to one. And that's what I love about this and the flexibility that it gives. Now this is a low density piece. It doesn't have a lot of hair. It doesn't have a lot of permatease. I would say there is the barest minimum crimpy fibers right about here on this. Like when I put my fingers in here, I can sort of feel them, but it's not the pillowy kind. I don't feel poof in there. Just a little bit. I think, you know, it gives it just the tiniest bit of volume right there. For those of you who like a lot of volume, this isn't going to give you a lot of volume, and you don't have enough permatease to really kind of amp up the volume. I mean, you know, when I do this, I can get it kind of messy and maybe lifted just a little bit. It's really not going to hold because there's not a lot of hair and not enough permatease for that. For those of you though who get overwhelmed by wigs a lot and you like the lower profile, more flat pieces, lower density, I think this one could be a good one to try, because if you sleek it down a little bit, use your fingers, use a wide tooth comb, but you really can get it to be very low density, low profile. So you don't have to poof this one up. And then if you want to tuck it, let's just say I want to tuck one side, sort of smooth one side down, and just leave the other. I mean, look at how flat you can make this. You absolutely do not have to have this be poofy if you don't want to at all. I mean, just look at that. But if you need a little bit of that length and a little bit of that volume for it to be flattering for your face shape, like I do, then just pull those sides out. Just kind of pick it up a little bit. You can use styling cream, styling spray with this. Tressalure makes a styling spray called Wig Wax. It is so good. It doesn't gum up the fibers, and you can get lift here and you can get lift here with that. So just think about, you know, kind of this kind of styles you gravitate toward. I would just say for my wig sisters who need a little bit more hair and they need some volume, this probably isn't going to be for you because it doesn't have a lot of hair, not a lot of volume. Permatease isn't really there to give you much lift. So this is kind of what it is. Now this does have a lace front and a left mono part, left going to the right. Let's look at that lace front before I take it off and show you inside the cap. Look at that. Ellen Wille does amazing on their lace fronts, and this one is so good. Once again, you see the lace there, and you just see how it sort of melts. Now, sometimes Ellen Wille lace fronts can show on my skin. They're sometimes just a little bit too light for my skin tone, especially in the summer. When that happens, I just take a pinking shears to the lace front, cut a little bit of a scalloped edge in it. That helps a lot and helps it to blend. So if you struggle with that, think about doing something like that. I do have a video showing you how to do it. Now, and here's the part. They did so good with that. Look at how good that parting space is. It's just so natural and realistic. I really think that if you're worried that somebody's going to know you're wearing a wig, they will not know you're wearing a wig with this one. So there you go. There's that lace front. There's your part. You're not going to really change it much. It's not a super wide part line. So if you don't like left parts, you're not really going to be able to do much more with this one. You have the soft ear tabs with bendable stays, extended nape, Velcro adjusters, which I absolutely love, and Ellen Wille caps are so comfortable. It's really one of my favorite of all time brands. I love their caps. I love their fibers. They're nice and light and airy, just really, really realistic. And so as far as fit goes with this one, Ellen Wille is also known for running a little small, so kind of more average petite versus true average. I would say that their caps have gotten a little bit bigger over the last 18 months or so, and they're fitting a lot more average. This one is probably on the low side of average, so I would say that it's average, but it's not really big head friendly. I have a wig grip on, and this is so comfortable on me. It's fitting me really well. The circumference fits me perfectly. I have a 22-inch circumference. I have it cinched in the tiniest little bit. It's really not cinched in much, but it's also not all the way out. I really think, and there's great stretch, I really think if you are 22 1/4, you are going to be fine. 22 1/2, maybe even fine if you don't wear a wig grip and you don't mind your wigs being a little snug. That's as big as I'm comfortable guesstimating. I do know some people who wear Ellen Wille wigs with a 23-inch circumference. It depends on the wig, and it depends on the rest of your measurements. Please remember, circumference isn't the only thing that matters. There is a need to know the over the top of your head from your hairline to your nape and your ear to ear. I show you how to do that in one of my new wig wear series videos, and I have all of my measurements in the description. Your circumference could be exactly the same as mine, but I have incredibly petite over the top of my head measurements, almost child size. If yours are more average, a cap that fits me great may be snug on you because it's not just about circumference. But I will say that circumference on here is running pretty true to average. It's the rest of the cap that runs a little small. I don't get any really extra bulk or extra cap up here. That's where their caps running smaller really impacts fit. I get great coverage with Ellen Wille wigs. So here's the ear tab. I just love where that ear tab falls. It gives me amazing coverage, and I can tuck this with ease. The barest little bit of my bio hair will show if I don't have a wig grip on. It's pulling all of my bio hair back so you can't see it. Sometimes I get bio hair showing here, and that's just not happening. This is giving me amazing coverage and is super, super comfortable on. Before we talk about color, let's talk about bangs. I get asked all the time if bangs could be cut in almost every wig that I show, and I would say on this one, yes. Let's pull it forward and let me show you. So I definitely think you can cut bangs. It will change this look dramatically. The other thing to keep in mind is, at least with my piece, there is some lift right here. So if your piece has lift, you may need to take some heat to it in order to get the bangs to lay flat. So just keep that in mind, but definitely can cut bangs into this one. So I don't think that will be an issue. All right, so let's talk about this color. Before I get into the color, I want to give you a caution. First of all, I love that Ellen Wille includes color codes with all of their color names. It is so helpful to have a code, to at least have some idea of what colors are in here, even though there is variation code to code. You know, a 14 is not the same on every single wig. Sometimes it's ashy, sometimes it's warmer. It can vary. This one though, before I say that, I want to finish that thought. So that's what I love about color Ellen Wille and how they do their colors. The challenge is they actually name a lot of their colors the same with different codes. Now, I know this because I actually have a color index document on my website. So I have a blog post where I talk about how hard color is, and I have two documents linked to that post. One is a color index, which gives you the breakdown of all the color codes out there, so you know what a 14 and a 16 and a 101 are. And then I have a brand color list where I break down the different colors for the different brands. caution, that's not been updated in a while. They just keep coming out with new colors, and I don't have a lot of time to keep it updated. But there's a lot of good information in there. And I was just updating the Ellen Wille tab with some information, and I noticed a lot of their colors are, so for example, you might get a pearl blonde shaded in this one, which has the code 101.16.14. And then you might get a pearl blonde shaded in a different style, and the numbers in that are different. That is all over the place with Ellen Wille. So be cautious. Don't always assume just because you know you like a certain color that it will be exactly the same in every piece that you get. It may not be. I don't know why they do that. It's very confusing, but I needed to say that to you guys. So 101 is platinum. 16 is a sort of a golden honey blonde. 14 is kind of a dark, a light, or let me think here, dark ash blonde is sort of how it is typically presented, but it's the darkest color on the blonde scale. And then there's a rooting on here. They don't give us the color code on that one, but we'll talk a little bit about what I think it could be. So you can see when you look at this, it's very dynamic, and they definitely have those different shades running all through it. So when I look at this up close, what I see, you can see these darker pieces. Those are like the darker honey blonde. And then you've got bright platinum. And then sort of an in-between. And it's just all feathered all through here. And then that root, I think it's probably a 10. The rooting is kind of dynamic. I don't know that they used the same color. It could be a blend of maybe an 8 and a 10. It's not super dark. It's not super warm. It's a little warm, but not super warm. But when you get a rooted wig with any brunette at all in it, with this light platinum next to it, it's going to look very dark. I love what they did with it. I think it's very natural. It's not a long root at all. It doesn't necessarily look like regrowth. And when you look at it straight on, it's so hard with my studio lighting. When you look at it straight on, it just looks like it's a little bit of a darker, kind of a lighter brunette next to some very bright platinum. It makes this very wearable for a brunette. And if I am going to wear blonde wigs, this is the type of blonde that I tend to gravitate toward. I don't really like kind of the warm yellow blondes. I tend to go for more of the sort of ashy with some warm tones and rooted. And that's what this reminds me of. There's a little bit of warmth in here from the kind of the honey blonde. But then the platinum is cool. There's some ash blonde in here with the rooting. So I would say this really straddles that line. More cool overall with warmth in it. So it doesn't pull gray at all, not in any light. It definitely looks like a beautiful bright blonde. And again, if you wanted to style this up, it's super natural. There's not like a stark line there. Sometimes you get a banding effect with the highlighting. They did not do that here. It looks so natural. So you could definitely pull this up, style it up. You could, style one side up and leave the other side down. You can wear a headband. You can wear clips. So lots of styling potential with this one. All right, let's get outside so you can see this color outside. Let me know if you have any questions about this piece or this color. I give this 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. But remember, it's not high density. It's very low density. Not so low that you can see the wefting at all. And it does help that there's just a little bit of volume right here. But it's definitely not a poofy full piece. So just do with that what you will. Let's get outside. All right, everybody, we are outside. I'm starting to lose my sunlight, so hopefully you're still getting a good look. But that sun is a little warm, so let's get into more of the shade. This color, I'm so excited about this color. These are my favorite type of blonde as a brunette. I like these kind of cooler blondes that have some dynamic color and they've got a beautiful root. And this one checks all those boxes. So beautiful. Thanks for watching. Okay, everyone, here we are with the unboxing. Now remember, I have not seen these wigs before I do these unboxings, so I am reacting genuinely and seeing them for the first time. You never know what you're going to get with an unboxing. And a lot of the time for these new releases, I don't know anything about the style, like what kind of cap features they'll have or anything. So that's always fun. Now, you can see very quickly, this one is adorable out of the box. So if you're thinking of trying this, but you struggle with box hair with wigs, this one might be a good one. I don't think it's going to be hard for you to determine really quickly whether or not it's for you. Not a lot of box hair to deal with on a short style like this. Big smile. I was very happy. I thought this was cute right out of the box. And I'm reacting to the great lace front. Wonderful style. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.